very antithesis of democracy. It is a despotic, theocratic doctrine which oppresses its people. All over the world, this is the truth. And if we look at the West, there's not a single country that is blissfully free of Islam. Sharia law in itself is divisive. It deliberately undermines the status of non-Muslims. It gives them the term kafar. They don't have the rights that Muslims have. And this is enshrined in all of the Islamic texts, from the Quran to the Hadith. Non-Muslims have a lower class status. My organisation is Stop Islamisation of Europe. We are being Islamised. While our troops are being bombing democracy into Muslim countries such as Afghanistan and Iraq, we're instilling Sharia law in our own country. What's happened in Harrow is the councillors who opposed us are now forcibly feeding school children halal slaughtered food. So the Islamisation of these children is taking place without their parents' knowledge. It's just been exposed this year. There's a bit of a debate going on in Harrow as to whether that's the case. It may interest people to know that in Denmark, every piece of poultry sold in supermarkets, apart from the tiny proportion of organic produce, is halal slaughtered. People are being force-fed this produce deceitfully.
You appear to be conflating cultural integration and Islamisation simply because, as a society, as we are a democracy, we decide to accept the values of other people that decide to come to our country. We accept them. This isn't necessarily some sort of Islamisation. These are the foundations of democracy.
No, not at all. My organisation would not exist if the British media, the Western media, did their jobs and reported things impartially, instead of going time after time after Israel for what's happening in the Gaza Strip, misreporting things like that, the supposed killing of Mohammed al-Jura, the 12-year-old boy against a wall, sheltering behind his father. It was complete fabrication thrown out of a French court. No redaction, no retraction by the media. If the media did their job properly, I would not need to stand here now debating the issue. In fact, none of us would need to be here because you would all agree with me.
Hello, greetings. I'm your friendly neighbourhood Islamist. I was a bit late coming from London today, but the queue of infidels to behead was rather longer than usual. Getting into more salient points, we've heard this very interesting discussion. I think I can break it down to this. The people that came after me who were opposing the proposition, they were viewed as, or there's an allegation, these are not true Muslims, or they represent some fringe element of Islam. Well, I'm going to be a little controversial, and if anyone has seen me on video and so on, not Crime Watch, but the debates I've debated secularism, atheism, I've challenged I have a penchant for political philosophy, and I am a convert to Islam from Portuguese descent. Now, essentially this, I believe in the Sharia. I believe in Orthodox Islam for 1,400 years. I believe in all the elements that is unpopular that you've seen. But I'd like to explain that there is a big misunderstanding, and I'm going to be very antisocial, but I am an Islamist after all, and I'm going to have to not take people's points, because I've got a lot of things I want to refute, and basically the organisation I was part of does a lot of debating. I'd like to make another point that in last year, December the 10th, my organisation invited Stephen Gash for a debate on is Islamification of Britain myth or reality. He pulled out a few days before that. No, sorry.
I'm not taking point of information.
You can just go afterwards. Okay. Anyway, now he said, I want to ask the point he said at the beginning. He said that the West summed up by democracy. So whatever the people choose is correct. So if the people choose to massacre a minority of the population, let's say the Jews, then it should be correct according to the criteria of Stephen Gash. No doubt perhaps this will allow him in the future to discharge some agendas that he might have against the Muslim population, another Semitic religion, which is with the same kind of law system. In fact, virtually an identical law system to the Jewish faith. I'm sorry. Now, also, they said that women only got the vote 100 years ago, while in Islam, 1,400 years ago, the Prophet Muhammad requested the Pledge of Allegiance from women and men, and that's in the text. He said that Islam doesn't give Muslims rights. Well, I like to quote, let's deal in text. Let's not deal with what I say. According to Stephen Gash, I'm a lying Muslim. So, I'm going to deal, yeah, there it goes. So, reminds me of that excerpt from the film Kingdom of Heaven. That's a Saracen, he lies. Anyway, the Prophet Muhammad said, in the book of Hadith, he said that whoever oppresses a person who is under covenant, a non-Muslim, and living in Islamic state, or oppresses him, or imposes on him something more than he can afford, or humiliates him, or takes anything from him without his consent, I will oppose him on the day of judgment. The Prophet Muhammad also said that anyone that harms a dhimmi has harmed me. Yeah? And the word dhimmi means a person under contract. It is no different to the Rousseauian citizen contract, whereby the state is under contract with a citizen to provide minimum protection. Now I'm totally happy to debate this entire subject on what the text actually says, including when the sacred months have passed, kill the infidels wherever you find them. Let's quote the entire surah. The entire surah says about those polytheists who were in an alliance, or not alliance, an agreement with the Muslims for a neutral aggression. They broke the agreement. So what the Quran will reveal, it said, when the months are over, of this agreement, when it's over, then attack these people. But the Prophet Muhammad also said that you don't attack the women, the children, and the man who's tilling along. This is a text. I'm sorry, my friend. We live in a free state where you can express. Do not impinge upon my freedom to express myself. Okay. He says, why don't we see Muslims challenging these extremists that come on media, on TV and so on? We held a debate. We invited the BNP to criticize Islam on a public platform, much to the UAF's disappointment with this. And we begged all the media organizations, come see Muslims giving a free platform to the BNP, one of the most ardent detractors. Supporting free speech. It wasn't newsworthy, they said. Wasn't newsworthy. Alright? And this is the problem. That we Muslims who did our best to try to display an action showing that we support open debate, which is an Islamic concept, by the way. This was not allowed to be shown by the media. And that's why you don't see Muslims opposing animal charity, because the media will not show you this to you. I'm talking about the BNP, and you've got conscious? All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Gash, he has the floor. Please respect our rules. If not, we have to go down. So please, I understand. Everyone has gotten 10 minutes to speak. It is now Mr. Al-Andalusi's chance to speak. He has 10 minutes to speak. Please respect us. I understand how you feel, but again, we run by rules. This is a debating society. Please adhere to the rules. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway.
It's Spanish. It's a racist. Get him out.
Threats in the West.
That's secularism. You know, is religion a threat to secularism? I'll tell you this. I think secularism